Hey all you outdoors people, welcome back to Nathan Fry Outdoors. Today I want to tell you about our little fishing trip I went on recently. This was actually back in June. And I didn't get that much video footage, and so I was thinking about not even making a video about this at all. But finally I decided I want to tell you, my viewers, about the worst, best fishing trip I've ever had. Now, I say it was the best fishing trip because I caught probably my personal best rainbow trout. And I caught quite a few more trout that day. I also caught a small, what appeared to be a bass out of this little creek or stream that we were in, which I didn't even know there was any bass in that stream. And so it was quite a fun day. I probably caught 6 or 8 fish in a few hours in the morning. However, the reason it was the worst day is because I went with my brother-in-law, and that's not what made it the worst. Let me just say that real quickly. But my brother-in-law grew up in Wyoming. He's no stranger to trout fishing. He's done plenty of trout fishing. He knows how to fish. But since he's moved to Pennsylvania, he's not really done much. And if you follow my videos, you know that this is my first season of trout fishing. I've not trout fished in the past. And so we decided to go together. I had found a nice place that I had enjoyed fishing before. It's in some of my other videos. And my brother-in-law and I decided to go together. We got up early one morning. It was a beautiful morning. It was a little bit cool, but just a beautiful sunlight, beautiful clear day. And we went down there. We got to our fishing hole early, about 6 o'clock in the morning. And I started fishing right away. Sean was kind of fiddling with his rod. He hadn't used it in a while, so he was getting it set up to go trout fishing. And I started fishing. Within 2 casts, first fish on. We were all excited because, man, the fish are biting. And Sean continued to get his stuff ready. He came down and was about ready to start fishing when I hooked into my personal best trout, rainbow trout, that I've caught so far. It was just a nice fish. Had a really enjoyable experience right there catching that fish. Had a little trouble holding on to them. I don't know what it is. If you guys got tips and tricks for how to hold on to a slippery fish, let me know down below. But anyways, as the morning wore on, I continued to catch fish, but my brother-in-law did not. In fact, we fished that fishing hole for a while. I caught several more fish, probably caught 4 or 5 out of that fishing hole. And then we moved on down the stream, and there's several other little spots and holes where I've caught fish before, and I'd tell him, go ahead and cast in there and see if you can catch anything. And he wouldn't catch anything, and I would throw my lure right in there, and boom, I'd get a bite, or I'd catch a fish. And so that's pretty much how the morning went on. And then at one point I lost my pliers that I used for cutting my line, and so that made it hard to change lures. So the end of the story really is that I caught probably 6 or 7 fish that day, and it ended up that my brother-in-law caught absolutely nothing. Now by the end of it, we basically had determined that his reel was older and it was just not smooth anymore. And so as it was pulling the lures through the water, they were not always spinning, or if they were spinning, they just weren't spinning and going through the water smoothly. And so that's probably the reason why he wasn't catching it. It just seemed like he was having bad luck mixed with some maybe old and worn out equipment. What I want you to do is I want you to let me know down in the comments, what do you do when you're catching all the fish and your fishing buddy is not? Or what do you do when your fishing buddy is catching all the fish and you are? Because I got to tell you, for me, I really enjoyed catching all this fish, but it really put a damper on my day knowing that my friend, my brother-in-law, was just not catching anything. I so desperately wanted him to catch some fish that morning, but it just didn't work out. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Again, leave a comment if you can relate to this story. And until next time, remember to get off YouTube and get outdoors.